I think Zach Brown so desperately needs to be liked. I think McLaren as a team are so desperate to be liked. And anything that could be perceived as unfair, they are trying to avoid by any means necessary. Even if it means committing something that isn't fair, because it's not on Oscar that Lando had a slow pit stop.
Yeah.
And
It's
someone
not
at
Orlando that
McLaren
ran up.
needs to just figure this out for a moment. Motorsport is not fair.
Dog, it never has been. What's next? You're going to ask Oscar to just detonate his engine by revving it up to 24,000 to make it fair to balance the books for Lando's retirement in the Netherlands?
The thing is that the startling irony of what's becoming papaya rules is that Zach Brown is trying so hard to make this a happy fun times team that everybody gets along. And look, a part of me actually respects the fact that everybody involved has bought into this for the most part, since the two of them have been in the upper echelon of Formula One since really the start of 2024. But you will never be able to convince me that it's not completely ridiculous that McLaren asked the championship leader, a man with a 34-point lead going into this race with 8 races to go, and tell him, please give up a 6-point swing to help your teammate out because we screwed up one of our driver's pit stops. And then Oscar obliges to it. How is that not weird as shit?
It is weird.
Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton tried to kill each other here 4 years ago.
They were willing to die for this stuff.
Are you willing to die for this turn? Somebody will.
The ironic thing about all this, though, is that by Zach trying so hard to be quote-unquote fair, what he's actually doing is he's only going to pour gasoline on the fire of both respective fan bases who think the team is actually favouring one driver over the other. If the gap was 10 points rather than 35, would Oscar have been so keen to give up that massive point swing? I'm not so sure.
They can't be co-champions. It's not the first year of the Indy Racing League.
What happened in Japan when Oscar Piastri was running third? He asked for a swap. He was declined. What happened at the British Grand Prix when Piastri got a 10-second time penalty for brake testing Max Verstappen behind a safety car? He asked for a swap. It was declined. So, what precedent are we allowed to swap the cars? How far are you going to stretch that definition to make it fair? The fairest thing that McLaren can do in regards to team orders is shut the fuck up, leave both sides of the garage separate, and let them race.